In the headlines, Dominicans reassured there is nothing to fear as more than 7 European countries halt the use of the Oxford-AstraZeneca vaccine. Farmers begin to receive tools and equipment under a UNDP-funded project to boost resilience in the sector. And micro, small and medium-sized enterprises to benefit from a $27 million loan facility at the Aid Bank later this year. I'm Andrea Louis with the Channel 5 News, back with the details after this.
Your old tablet? That's so 2020. Get a Samsung A7 tablet from Flow for only $99 when you sign up for a new All-In or All-In Plus bundle. Enjoy faster broadband speeds to surf and stream, more TV channels in HD to stay entertained, and unlimited flow-to-flow fixed minutes to stay in touch with everyone you love. So sign up today for a new bundle from Flow. Visit discoverflow.co for more information. Terms and conditions apply.
We are strong, we are resilient, and we will get through this together. But these are stressful times, and it's important to also practice good self-care. It's normal to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or afraid, but there is hope. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, stay in touch with your community, and know that you are not alone. We're in this together. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Thank you for staying with us. First up, $27 million to be deposited at the Aid Bank for lending to micro, small and medium-sized business owners. The announcement from Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit as he addressed a cabinet press conference on Wednesday. Mr. Skerrit says government continues to value the contribution of micro, small and medium-sized enterprises, and making the funds available is a follow-up to a promise made in his 2020-2021 budget address.
In the 2020-2021 budget address, I indicated to the nation, and I said back then, government is cognizant of the need to continue to assist these businesses, and we're talking about small, medium-sized businesses, in accessing the necessary financing for the development, growth, and viability. Government will provide to the Aid Bank an amount of $30 million over a 3-year period for lending to micro, small, and medium-sized businesses. That was a commitment the government gave to the nation in the current fiscal year.
The funds, which will be made available to the Aid Bank in May, will shorten the original 3-year plan, hence more business owners can benefit from the facility.
I am happy to report that we will be advancing that initiative, and we will provide the Aid Bank in the month of May, God's willing, $27 million. In one check that will go towards small and medium-sized and micro businesses in Dominica to lend to them at highly concessionary rates. So we're truncating a 3-year program by advancing the funds to the Aid Bank in the month of May. 27 million out of the 30 million committed to the Aid Bank for micro, small, and medium-sized businesses.
In more top stories, farmers in select communities have begun to receive tools and equipment under a UNDP-funded project. The first in a series of donations took place on Wednesday. This forms part of the Strengthening Disaster Management Capacity of Women program of the United Nations Development Program, UNDP. Project Officer for the UNDP in Dominica, Sawana Fabian, says the project aims to build resilience among farmers in multiple ways.
One of the ways the project intends to strengthen livelihoods is through the issuance of microgrants through one of the microfinance initiatives on the project. This is expected to commence in 3 phases, and of course the first one sets the precedence for why we are here today. 200 farmers stand to benefit from tools and equipments amounting to $500. These tools and equipments falls under the categories of labor-saving devices, planting and harvesting, personal protection equipment, water management, agro-processing and value-added equipments, just to name a few.
17 female farmers and 2 male farmers received the tools in the amount of $500 each. Fabian says women play a key role as first responders, hence a special focus is placed on them during this project.
It should be underscored that as a precursor to those who benefit from these grant initiatives are farmers, a 60-40 ratio to male and female, female to male, women groups involved in farming, agro-processing, and the likes are currently invested in disaster preparedness, mitigation, climate adaptation on their farm practices. In Dominica, female farmers contribute significantly. You all contribute significantly to the national food security and nation's health. Thus, this project specifically targets you to ensure that your needs in preparation, adaptation, mitigation of disasters are duly met, as you are often first responders during a disaster.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Dr. Kira Paul, says it is important to place special emphasis on women in the development of the agriculture sector as the country aims to build resilience.
We cannot speak of climate resilience if we do not prioritize our women and girls as productive members of society in the homes, fields, and communities. And I must stress specifically in sectors that were traditionally dominated by men. The title of the project singles out women, but of course the involvement of our male farmers was paramount in this project because, as you know, the activities of the Ministry of Agriculture are grounded in principles of inclusivity, respect, and non-discrimination, among many other human rights principles and virtues.
In other developments, a list of protocols being developed as Dominica positions itself to welcome cruise visitors to its shores once more. The COVID-19 pandemic had halted international travel, and the last time a cruise ship visited the country's shores was in early 2020. Director of Tourism Colin Piper says the topic of herd immunity has been a key point in discussions with cruise lines.
We had already started when Seabourn had indicated its intent and desire to come in December. That was put on hold, but now we're going to come back and start with the preparation of cruise protocols. We do know that the intention of the cruise lines is to really have passengers that have been vaccinated, and so the issue of herd immunity here in Dominica is even more important. But we will be beginning the discussion and the development of protocols for the cruise industry.
In relation to ferry services, the absence of this form of transportation is dependent on events in other countries.
As it relates to the ferry, to a certain extent, the ferry is not operating to Dominica because of the protocols in place in the French islands, because of how strict travel out is. But the ferry has undergone refurbishment and is ready, but we are awaiting when, in fact, we will open up to ferry services, particularly between the French West Indies and St. Lucia.
Another category of people who visit the country via sea is yachties. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Lisa Valmore, says strict protocols are in place and being observed for those who come to the country via yacht.
Because of the nature of yachting, it would be quite difficult for persons to get their PCR test done before they come into Dominica. And so for the yachties, upon arrival into Dominica, first of all, they would have to get customs clearance. and then proceed to get their day 1 PCR test. So they would disembark, go through the health screening and get their day 1 PCR test, and then return to their vessel to serve out their 5 days of quarantine. At the end of those 5 days, they would then take a day 5 PCR, and based on the results of that day 5 PCR, they would be what they call medically cleared. If they are negative, they're medically cleared, and they move to the medically cleared section of the harbor where they can disembark and enjoy Dominica. And of course, unfortunately, if they're positive, they would have all of the implications of that. So within the Portsmouth Harbor is the only area where we are accepting yachts at the moment. There's a quarantine zone marked by your yellow flag, and it is demarcated from your safe zone.
You are watching the Channel 5 News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD. All for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better. Your old tablet? That's so 2020. Get a Samsung A7 tablet from Flow for only $99 when you sign up for a new all-in or all-in plus bundle. Enjoy faster broadband speeds to surf and stream, more TV channels in HD to stay entertained, and unlimited flow-to-flow fixed minutes to stay in touch with everyone you love. So sign up today for a new bundle from Flow. Visit discoverflow.co for more information. Terms and conditions apply.
We are strong, we are resilient, and we will get through this together. But these are stressful times, and it's important to also practice good self-care. It's normal to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or afraid, but there is hope. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, stay in touch with your community, and know that you are not alone. We're in this together. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
Welcome back. Dominicans reassured over fears regarding the Oxford-AstraZeneca vaccine. Earlier this week, it was announced that several European countries had halted their use of this vaccine due to reports of blood clots. According to information from several news sources, 17 million people had received the first dose of the Oxford-AstraZeneca vaccine, with 37 people reporting having developed blood clots. However, Health Minister Dr. Irvin McIntyre says there has been no evidence to support the claim that the Oxford-AstraZeneca vaccine causes blood clots.
The blood clot issue that has been debunked, and they haven't had any significant evidence to say. Out of the 17 million who have taken the first shot, they mentioned 30-something people having blood clots, which is actually even lower in the normal population of persons who didn't take a vaccine. So as for scientific evidence to support that claim, it hasn't been established yet. That is maybe more the politics than the geopolitics related to vaccines and vaccine diplomacy. So we are still safe for AstraZeneca. We must also look at the majority of cases who've continued with the AstraZeneca. It's actually a minority that have stopped the AstraZeneca compared to maybe more than 50 countries using AstraZeneca, and maybe just a few of them that have held back their vaccination with AstraZeneca. If anything, what that does, it just slows down the process of us getting back to normalcy.
As regards the country's national vaccination program, the health minister says to date, close to 15,000 people have received the first dose of the vaccine.
We are presently using the AstraZeneca vaccine, which is manufactured by the SII, that's the Serum Institute of India. It is one of the vaccines that has cleared all three phases of trials, and it has been given the emergency use listing, the EUL, by the WHO, and that is the vaccine that we're using at present. Apart from that, we also have the Sinopharm vaccine. We have 19,638, and we have a balance of 30,380 of the AstraZeneca. That's not all that has to be delivered, because we have to keep the second dose for those who've had their first dose. So we are pleased to report that our vaccination rollout continues, and at the moment, almost 15,000 people here have at least received their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. We are seeking to double this within the next few weeks.
Dominicans were further encouraged to get their first dose of the vaccine as the country aims to achieve herd immunity.
We continue to emphasize the importance of getting the number of vaccinations up to a level of herd immunity. We'd love to at least vaccinate up to about 70% of our population, and that is the intention, and that's where we want to get to. And to give us the opportunity to return to a semblance of normalcy and also to return to a sustainable level of economic life. We are still hopeful that we can achieve the numbers that are desirable before the start of the next tourist season, which is important for us.
And 8 teams are gearing up to battle it out at the upcoming quarterfinals of the Reno Construction Kubuli Bear National Domino League. League coordinator Delvin Esprit gives a breakdown of the most recent matches played in the round of 16.
There were big wins for some teams in the round of 16 over the weekend in the Reno Construction and Kubuli Bear National Domino League, as these teams have booked a spot to the quarterfinals this coming Sunday. Rockers on Pavos defeated Sting from Gurup by 1,282 points. Final scores: Rockers 4,025, Sting 2,743. Wake Up Stars from Portsmouth destroyed Fire Services by 1,570 points. Final scores: Stars 4,000, Fire Services 2,430. Offshore Civil and Mariner Inc. Public Enemies hammered Roadblock from Tibo by 1,380 points. Final scores: Enemies 4,003, Roadblock 2,623. Golden Lamps from Soufriere did not have any mercy for Violence from Monwache, defeating them by 1,200 points. Final scores: Golden Lamps 4,005, Valiance 2,805. Tremors from Granby got the better of Homeboys from Tarishpit by 869 points. Final scores: Tremors 4,009, Homeboys 3,140. One case from Dodan also was in good form, hammering Kasgori by 951 points. Final scores: one case 4,049, Kasgori 3,098. More Fire from Anzime also got the better of Taru by 445 points in a much closer game. Final scores: More Fire 4,005, Taru 3,560. And Focus from Woodford stayed focused towards the end to defeat Warner by 275 points. Final scores: Focus 4,001, Warner 3,226. Delvin Esprit reporting.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts, with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
We are strong, we are resilient, and we will get through this together. But these are stressful times, and it's important to also practice good self-care. It's normal to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or afraid, but there is hope. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, stay in touch with your community, and know that you are not alone. We're in this together. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD, all for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better. Your old tablet? That's so 2020. Get a Samsung A7 tablet from Flow for only $99 when you sign up for a new All-In or All-In Plus bundle. Enjoy faster broadband speeds to surf and stream, more TV channels in HD to stay entertained, and unlimited Flow-to-Flow fixed minutes to stay in touch with everyone you love. So sign up today for a new bundle from Flow. Visit discoverflow.co for more information. Terms and conditions apply.
To end the news, the headlines again. Dominicans reassure there is nothing to fear as more than 7 European countries halt the use of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine. Farmers begin to receive tools and equipment under a UNDP-funded project to build resilience in the sector. And micro, small and medium-sized enterprises to benefit from a $27 million loan facility later this year. Feel free to access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Andrea Louis, and to all of our viewers around the world, thank you so much for watching. Join us tomorrow.